Hello there, Ray here, and we did a lot of testing with the new 1.16 snapshot. This is 21A, where they came out with a big change to Redstone, where you can convert it from a dot into an X, and many other changes. We did an 8-hour-long testing stream, playing around with all these new changes to Redstone. And remember, we do those every Wednesday with the viewers, so make sure to follow me there on Twitch, link below. In today's video, we're going to be doing a continuation of my Snapchat review video, so if you haven't seen it already, it's linked below. I'll go into all the basics, but now we're going to go into more detail about how these changes affect the game, as well as new tips and tricks, including we made a quad wither automatic obsidian farm, which I'll show in a later video. So make sure you guys are subscribed. And as always, don't forget to share this video with your favorite Minecrafters so they can learn about the cool changes coming up. The redstone changes are really going to shine in compact places where you have redstone. Something like this where you have power going around. You don't want this power to be pointing into like this torch. So there's a big difference between the dot and the cross. Here's the cross is affecting this, where the dot is not. Before you also have to like place like slabs in here to make sure it wouldn't power backwards. But now you can place solid blocks and even have power going through it. If you convert it into a dot, then you pull a power source, pull a block that can divert it, like a target block. It will connect to it, and then you remove it. It's going to go back into a cross. Same goes for detector rails. Both detector rails and target blocks are movable blocks that also can connect to redstone. And we did test to see if it was a dot and it was powered, and then you just change the dot, would it update the TNT? And it does. So stuff to keep in mind. It does create updates. So let's see if we can still create budded redstone. So the way you would create budded redstone, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Easiest is to come in here with something that can read through blocks, like a repeater. And then what we do is we have it point into a block. So now it's on, and then if we turn it, technically it's no longer on because it's pointing to this, but it still thinks it's on. So if we update it by placing a block beside it, it turns off. You can do this opposite too. You can also have it so it looks like it's off, and it is off. As soon as it gets updated, it'll now remember that it's on. So yeah, so it looks like that still works. It looks like they still haven't fixed a bug where sometimes the player kind of does the place down block animation delayed or even a second time afterwards. You guys might notice that my guy kind of did this hand gesture thing afterwards. Hopefully they fix that. I've only seen it actually in creative and never seen it in survival. So can we use the dot mechanic to make budded redstone? So technically it's on. So do anything here actually updates the block beside it. Kind of interesting. Pretty easy way to kind of avoid powering stuff you don't want to power. Like say you don't want to power that, but you do want to like maybe still put a torch on the side of this, grab power off of it. You can still do that, or putting power below it. That all works, which is great. This doesn't really change anything to do with budding though. If you have a block like here, so I'll put a block right here. Oh, I got shift click now to place it against that. So this is extended, not because it's being powered by this, it's because it's being quasi connectivity powered from this block here. Doesn't affect budding circumstances if it's powering this block below. That's kind of cool that you can actually just power downwards without powering the other, what is it, 4 sides around it. So yeah, doing cool stuff like this is very useful. Newer versions where blocks that are on top don't no longer get broken off. So very useful to kind of compact redstone. If I put one here, I mean, you could literally just make this go on forever. If the piston is sideways, it will pop off because the actual block of the piston changes. So this changes, it no longer supports a repeater, doesn't have that full block, so it pops off. Needs that full square surface. It is kind of cool, you can do cool stuff like that. So each change does update it, pretty much updates anything around it. Now redstone can update a little ways away. So let's say we have a a budded block here. So if we click on this, will it update that? No, it won't. If I click it again, no, it still won't update it. If there is power on this, okay, that does update it. Now if we unpower, or we change it while it's powered, it doesn't. It's only when it like actually goes on to off or off to on does it actually update this. But changing it while it's on or changing it while it's off does nothing. If I turn this off, yeah, it still sends signals over here even though it's a dot. Not sure if that's supposed to do that. I mean, it is a dot, but I guess the way that Redstone does its update, it updates stuff around it, even though it shouldn't really be trying to send signals way over there to that. Ray for Mayor, I've seen this. I've seen it over there at spawn. That's really cool. Mumbo Jumbo, I'm coming for you. As long as the redstone isn't automatically trying to point into something, you can convert it from a dot into a cross. But if it's a block type that will automatically point into, like these target blocks, you can't actually switch it. So that's kind of the difference between like using this type of block versus any other block that normally doesn't connect into. There's just special blocks that can do it. So this one you can change it, this one you can't. And of course, if you want to place blocks above, you have to shift click now to get it up above, or place on the side. If you want to place like a TNT right there on the side, you have to shift click it. And you can power this and it won't ignite the TNT. But if you change it, you're going to ignite the TNT, so you got to be careful. So I went ahead and we took a dot from 1.15 and we just updated it to 1.16 and it automatically turned into a cross. That's really good actually, because you don't want to go through like some really big redstone build and have to change all the dots over into crosses, because they do act differently now. So it's important that they automatically update, which is great. So if you place it on a glass block, it pretty much just acts kind of like a repeater sitting on top of a glass block. If it's pointing over here, it's technically pointing into this air block above, which does update the piston. Then the piston knows that it's powered from above and it will extend. So you can see that happening. But if it's a dot, it doesn't actually power over here to this air block, and therefore it doesn't know that's powered. So that is pretty obvious distinction between a cross and a dot right there. One thing to keep in mind is that technically right now the piston is butted, so if you place a block beside it, it's going to extend. The one block that is unique is snow layers. There's 8 snow layers here, and that makes something that looks like a block, but it actually works differently than a block. So here we have a dot on it, which is, if this was a block, it'd be powering downwards, it would power this piston, but it's not, and this piston does not extend, it's not butted or anything. If we do turn this back into a X, then it's going to be just like the other one before, where it is butted. So that is a big distinction between something like snow layers and a full block. And he's trying to test to see if power can go through it. Power doesn't go through it because it is transparent actually, which is unique about this block. So snow layers, they check the block underneath them. So if you remove the full square, they'll update. Repeaters don't check for updates. Moving the repeater doesn't actually do an update. If you place a block beside it, it does update it. So you place redstone on top and then remove the trapdoor. Stay there. And you can actually change the dust of the redstone. And you could change it while it's not even being supported and it won't pop off. Of course, if you place a block beside this, it'll update and pop off. So I guess technically that's placing it down, powering this.
Which is updating that.
Which is updating this block below it. Well, actually that is strange because that's closed. But then how does it open up? Is it because the trapdoor bug is not fixed? Oh, yeah, it has nothing to do with the block.
Gosh, what?
Is it technically powering it?
It was weird because I had this.
Like right now, it's not powered. So it has to do. I think it's the trapdoor bug. I think the trapdoor bug is still in the game. So that was a solid block. Now, if it's not a solid block, we power this. It still pops these off. So even without it being powered, it still pops them off. Oddly enough, if you turn it off, or if you wait, did that just actually update that? That was so weird. It actually opened that up. Oh, that is strange. So I put it there, turn it on, replace that, place it here. Yeah, now it just updates this one. Doesn't even update that one. Really? So it must be update order.
Wait.
So
is
it
on
powers the piston, extends it,
It's on
and it does the
trap
trap.
quarter, it's on
I think it
trap
does the
quarter.
trapdoor maybe later. Then when you depower it, the redstone actually depowers before the
And now
trapdoor can
here's
come
the
back.
thing, Ray.
That's so funny. I guess now this one's technically butted. Looks like it's
Like on this
directional.
right here, it works.
Because if you place redstone here, you place it here, we power it. This one does that. This one actually breaks off. You should probably only test one side at a time because these power are actually powering back into this block, which can update this over here. So they actually can update each other. You can use scaffolding to also send power upwards. This scaffolding is sitting on top of this, and it's going zigzagging up. So it's go up here, 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 and it's powering this piston here. So if it goes slow, power, depower. This one's always going to the right. And this one's always going to the left. So it's just update order. That's what can make this work in some places and not work in other places. There, it doesn't work. This is so cool. So this is what I showed in my snapshot review video. You put a piglin in the boat, and then you hop in the boat with the piglin, and then the piglin will ride you, which is pretty crazy. And then if somebody breaks the boat, then the piglin will be hooked onto you. It looks like that piglin was stuck in midair. Pretty crazy. I stuck it, and then you can keep repeating this. And you can have piglins stacked on top of you. Crazy. A little glitch I found during snapshot testing. I don't know if they're going to keep it. Most likely not. Pretty messed up. Also notice the texture at the bottom of the piglins. It looks like the textures on the bottom of the torso is showing through, which is strange. Like the bottom of my torso is the same as my pants, so it don't look strange. Looks like I need to retexture that. Do 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 do. Yeah, there's just two of them on top of me instead of going up any higher. And if I leave, they stay in the boat. Also, when they're in the boat, you can see they're a little bit higher than normal mob. And if any other piglin tries to hop into the boat, they automatically get shoved out. Minecart. Hop into a minecart. Yes. Be in a minecart with them. Okay, you can't ride a horse with them on your head. You can ride a minecart. You can ride a boat. Notice how he sets way down into the boat, where these guys set kind of high up in the boat. Now you can also do the same thing with the piglins and pigmen, so you can make them right on top of those. And then if you break it, now they're like that. Pretty crazy looking. Oh, that's so weird. I go spectator? You're still in my head when I'm in spectator. That's so strange. That's what hitboxes look like. Kind of in your face. Yeah, I can't do too much because I think they're kind of in my face. Piglin. There he goes. Now I got piglin on top of a strider. You break it. Now you can see what a piglin and a strider looks like. Pretty funny. Normally it gets only zombified ones. Okay, let's see if we can ride a strider. Hey! We can ride a strider, guys. I can actually get a warp fungus on a stick and make the strider move around. Oh, that's so crazy. Everybody with the stacked mobs on top of their head. Oh, now my strider's stuck in a boat. Can we ride a pig? Oh, we can. This is kind of similar to a strider. For some reason, we can't ride a horse. Horse, I can't ride. Let's make an end portal and see if we go through it. Nope. They don't come with me. Oh, I crashed the game. Question everybody's been asking is, now we have a jockey in a boat. Put a big guy in there. Put him in there. Don't run away. There. Haha, so he jumped on top of it. Now, if we break the boat, Now we pick this guy up in a boat again. And then we put another piglin in there. Come on, get in there, piglin. Oh, they not want to connect in there anymore? Really? Oh, what if I go in there? Huh, I guess a little bit different. Now they're, oh, I guess they go on there and then they fall back off again. So it's different than if the player does it. Okay, so it looks like these guys can only stack up to 1. Okay, well let's let this guy loose. Oh, that's so funny. I wonder if this guy's controlling them, because usually the guy on top controls the guy on the bottom, like AI wise. So if he's like afraid, he might be afraid of the zombified piglin. Therefore he's running away from him, but technically he's running with him, so therefore they're always running away from each other. Will he constantly be running because he's always afraid of the guy underneath of him? Very strong chicken. Yeah. Chicken one is by far the funniest. So you got a bee inside of the boat, and they got the piglin on top of it. If you remove it, now the bee is floating around with the piglin on top. So you can technically get this in survival during the snapshots. Really funny. There's some lovely art. Thanks sub to RaysWorks by Creeper here. Looks really cool. That is strange. That's 2 boats on top of a chest. I'm walking on just fine, but you throw items. Items kind of go glitchy. Oh yeah, that is strange. Yeah, light mode, just sitting on top of the boat. Move over to normal block, come back out again. I guess you want to see on light mode, this is the way to do it. Items go really glitchy. A lot of weird stuff indeed. I'd love to hear what you guys think about these redstone changes down below. You know of any other places where they might come in very handy? I really had fun testing this all out with you guys. And we designed quite a few farms during the streams, which I'll be showing over the next few days. Don't forget guys, we're doing Proto Sky, which is a extreme nether sky block, starting this Friday on my stream, so don't miss that. As always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!